Determine if the function f of x equals sine squared of x plus x cosine of x has symmetry about the y-axis, also known as even symmetry, or symmetry about the origin, also known as odd symmetry, or neither. F of x equals sine squared of x plus x cosine of x is made up of a sine function which has odd symmetry squared. Odd times odd is even, therefore that term will have even symmetry, plus an x to the first power which has odd symmetry times cosine of x which has even symmetry, and odd times even will have odd symmetry. So we have a term that is even symmetry plus a term that is odd symmetry, therefore this is expected to have neither symmetry. What we're going to do is calculate f of negative x. If we find f of negative x to be exactly equal to f of x, this will have y-axis even symmetry. If we find f of negative x to be exactly equal to the negative of f of x, this will have origin odd symmetry, and if we find neither to be the case, it will have neither symmetry. F of negative x means to plug in negative x in for each of the x's, so we'll have sine squared of negative x plus negative x times the cosine of negative x. The sine of negative x equals to the negative sine of x, and the cosine of negative x equals to the positive cosine of x. So f of negative x will equal, sine squared means to take the sine first and then square it, so this can also be written as sine of negative x and then squared, plus a negative x times the cosine of negative x is the positive cosine of x. A sine of negative x is the negative sine of x, then squared. Plus a minus is the same thing as minus, and then x cosine of x. A negative squared is a positive, and then sine squared of x minus x cosine of x. Comparing this to the original, the first term has the same sign as the original, and the second term has the opposite sign of the original. Therefore, f of negative x is not equal to f of x, nor will be exactly the negative of f of x, and it will have neither symmetry.